Good evening, welcome to tonight's Hearthstone half hour. I'm Hammy, this is FailCraft Casts. Hope you're well and good this Tuesday, the 24th of June. How June has flown by. Tonight is Tuesday. Forgive me for my excitement and the slight delay in going live. I'm staring here at a Battle.net client that is downloading Heroes of the Storm. Oh, I'm so excited. But first things first, we're Hearthstoning, and tonight we are Pick Your Own Arenaing. It is Arena Tuesday. So this is Pick Your Own Arena. You in the chat, you on Twitter have voted for Priest, and so Priest is what we shall play. So without further adieus, let us get into Arena. So format for this, in case you are not familiar, is that you guys on Twitter, I let you know the hero, you would pick Priest, and Priest shall be picked. And then we go ahead, depending on what people say in the Twitch chat, you pick the cards for me, depending on your vote. And then after that, we all get stuck in and play a few games with your deck to see exactly what it looks like. So first up we have Demolisher, Emperor Cobra and Light Warden. Are you going to be nice to me? Are you going to be mean to me? Let's see what happens. So we have the Demolisher, the Emperor Cobra, or the Light Warden. Okay, so the Demolisher, the random feared bandit of the arena world. That damage, that random 2 damage can stack up, and with 4 health it's got a reasonable body, and by that it means it's pretty hard to get rid of. It is not going to be disappearing anytime massively quickly. So in terms of Demolisher, solidish option. Emperor Cobra, great for trading potential, and of course you can destroy anything that it touches, so it can take out a big giant, it can take out a smaller thing or anything like that. And last but not least, the Light Warden. Whenever a character is healed, gains 2 attack, has very good the Light Warden, when you heal anything, it gains that 2 attack, and then it can get very big, very nasty, so it may be the most obvious Priest card. However, you guys may differ, so what do you fancy? Let me know. Vote away, guys, and because we want to keep things moving. If you guys have not decided within a certain period of time, or it's sort of all a little bit mixed up, then I will go ahead and pick. So if there's a draw, or if it's all even, then my pick will be the deciding one. Cobra has been voted for against the run of play, and let's keep moving. Shadow Gladness is what I called it by accident one time. The Secret Keeper, or the Sun Fury Protector. Interesting. So Shadow Madness, gaining control of an enemy minion with 3 less attack to the end of turn, known as Shadow Gladness to FailCraft viewers, because when I'm gabbling away and speaking at speed, sometimes I get things wrong. I'm not very good with my words, as just described there. It has some uses, expensive mana for what it is, but you guys might think it's the way to go. Secret Keeper, whenever Secret is played, gained 1/1. Well, I have no secrets, I'm a priest. But you might fancy that card. Shadow Madness has been picked. Sun Fury Protector, giving minions taunt. Okay, Shadow Madness it is. You guys, I named this in the slate image, I named this the Ooze Murloc edition, because I had a feeling that you guys, or in the chat in previous episodes, there's been a tendency to try and pick Murlocs. And then of course the phenomenon that is the Acidic Swamp Ooze and the hero that is to this stream. So looks as though we're going that route. That more interesting, innovative, creative route this evening. Shadow Word Pain, excellent priest control. Not much to say about that. Can help you remove the little minions. Power Word Shield, again, nice buff. 2 health and draw a card. You get the card draw, you can buff up a minion. 1 mana, very straightforward. Stormwind Champion, if you have all of your minions on the deck, then suddenly that is going to be coming out and doing a lot of damage with your other minions. 1/1 health across the board, so very, very solid. Lots of different options there for you. Okie dokie. Shadow Word Pain has been picked by the wise chat viewers, and forward we move. Next up we have the Booty Bay Bodyguard. Booty Bay Bodyguard, the Youthful Brewmaster, and the Dark Scale Healer. Okay, and welcome to Lud Legion, and mid saw you as well. It's great to have you with us live this evening. Booty Bay Bodyguard, your mid-game tank with 5 mana. Pretty solid card, solid drop. The Youthful Brewmaster, a Battle Cry, returning a minion from the battlefield to your hand. If you have a minion with a Battle Cry or something similar, then could be useful. Play it twice, save an injured minion. And last but not least, the Dark Scale Healer. Which of those 3 do you like? Dark Scale Healer drops, but then you just get the global encouraging votes, but the Brewmaster has been voted for, so to keep things moving, the Brewmaster has been picked. Next we have the Tauren Warrior, the Priestess of Elune, or Mind Control. Tauren Warrior, there are worse drops. The Taunt, Enrage and 3 attack, sorry. He will become a 5 attack, 2 health minion as soon as he takes some damage. The Priestess of Elune, but the battle cry of restoring 4 health to your hero, and then again a heal, and then a relatively solid late game, and then Mind Control has been picked. Let us go. We have next. We have the Priestess of Elune, the Core Hound, the Booty Babe Bodyguard. The Priestess of Elune we just covered. Core Hound, attack high, health pretty low, but then compensated for with mana. And the Booty Babe Bodyguard as well, that tank that we've just taken a look at too. So again, 3 other options. While we let the chat ponder, let's just remind ourselves of what we generally take as our sort of arena basics. Always try and make sure that you review your cards at sort of some kind of regular interval. So for example, when I pick 10 cards, when I pick 17 to 18 cards, and let's say 24 cards, roughly thirds. So at each point you can check how your deck is progressing, what you need and what you don't need. Priestess has been picked, so let's keep that going on. Next, Holy Nova, Fen Creeper, or Silence. So that's one principle that we always try and do. If you're new to Arena, it's always worth remembering to regularly review your deck. Now, what should you regularly review in your deck? Well, at those points, that regular point of cards, regular intervals, before you get to your 30 card full deck, you should be taking a look at things like your mana curve. Are you picking a lot of early game minions, late game minions and spells? How is that general flow of mana looking? It doesn't have to be a straight line across. It could be all at the beginning and none at the end. It could be none at the beginning and all at the end. You might just be very, very brave. But that will give you an idea as to how your deck is flowing, what you're trying to do. Another concept that we always sort of talk about is have an idea or a theme as to what you'd like to try and do. Don't stick to it rigidly, but you might have a simple theme that's I want to rush. I want to rush in the early game with lots of little minions if I can. Or I want to keep the board under control for as long as I can and then hit in the late game. Something like that. Then at your 10 mana, 20, your sort of 10 cards, 17 cards and 24 cards, or 10 cards and 20 cards you could do, you're looking at your minions to see if you are sort of sticking to that theme at all or not. So it's worth picking. Nova is picked. Thank you very much. Unanimous vote from all of you guys in the chat. Lovely stuff. Corsair. That's another theme. Have a theme. It's always useful. And then when you review your deck as you're drafting, you can try and work out how close you are, how far away you are. Do you need more cards, less cards? Is the theme just not working? But have the cards that you picked maybe taking you down a path of a slightly different thing. Having a theme always helps. So we've said review at regular intervals, take a look at your mana curve, have some kind of theme. And last but not least, what are you doing when you're reviewing? Well, it's always worth, I tend to do a little thing of looking at the amount of minions I have, the amount of spells I have, and then comparing sort of what I have to the theme that I had. So if my theme was rush early with lots of slow minions, little minions, I would see, do I have lots of little minions? Do I have spells that support that? We have the Stone Tusk Boar, a 1/1/1 charge card. It does what it says on the tin. Whisper's free, you can just throw it in and hit people. And then the Dread Corsair. I have no weapon, but weapons deck very strong. Otherwise, it's just a slightly expensive tanking taunt. You can get 3/3/3s that do the same as this. So really the benefit of the Dread Corsair is in the weapon. What would you guys like? Let me know. While you take your pick from those 3 cards, bit of news today. There are a few Hearthstone-ish leaks, speculative new things going on. Someone took some naughty, maybe over the shoulder screenshots. Wisp has been voted. Next we've got Priestess of Elune, Scarlet Crusader, or Money Berserker. The Priestess of Elune, we've already covered. Scarlet Crusader with the bubble design shield. It will let you swing in, do some damage, and then take some more damage again. And then the Armani Berserker, a great card in terms of just for the 1 damage you then get a 3 attack, so it's a 5 attack, 2 health again, so some offensive options across the board there. Talking about the Hearthstone sort of speculation from earlier, it's mainly to do with Curse of Naxxramas, what look like some over-the-shoulder screenshots of an iPad version being tested. If you're a World of Warcraft player, we already knew that Curse of Naxxramas Crusader has been picked. We already knew that Curse of Naxxramas was going to be themed around, well, Naxxramas. But we've seen in these sort of leaked screenshots today a little bit to do with the 4 different wings, the bosses, some of the abilities, a few new cards. But yeah, it's just sort of confirming a few other bits and bobs. Right, you guys, calls for Crusader and then calls for Armani Berserker, but Crusader was already picked, so we have the Injured Blade Master, Shadow Gladness Madness, and the Ravenhold Assassin. The Injured Blade Master, pretty good in a priest deck. Battle Cry deals 4 damage to himself, but then you can heal him back up to his 7 health. Shadow Madness we've already covered, a Mind Control in any other name. And then the Ravenhold Assassin. 7 mana, so expensive, slightly lower health, but then with that 7 attack you can swing in and do some serious damage. So those are our 3 options. What would you guys fancy? We are just getting to the 10 card mark. Blade Master has been voted on by you guys in the chat. So Draco Mercenary, the Frostwolf Warlord, or Wolf Rider. So the Venture Mercenary, low mana for his health and attack, but then your minions cost 3 more, so benefit, challenge. The Frostwolf Warlord, gain 1/1 for each other friendly minion on the battlefield. Buffs up. If you're swarming, if you've got lots of minions down, he becomes very chunky and dangerous. And then the Wolf Rider, you can charge in for that 3 attack and 1 health. So a nice little combo there of charging. What would you guys fancy? Vote away and let me know. While you vote away, I shall continue talking about Curse of Naxxramas. We knew it had 4 wings. We knew, obviously, if you played World of Warcraft, you'll know the bosses. If you're not familiar with World of Warcraft, it won't be a massive surprise. For you. There will be surprises for you, but it's kind of quite well known in the World of Warcraft lore what the bosses and that do anyway. So there were no massive there were a couple of new card spoilers. We had a look at Kel'Thuzad, if it's real. Wolf Rider has been picked. Lightspawn, Silver Hand Knight, or the Boulder Fist Ogre. I shall review these cards and then back to Nax. Lightspawn always equals its health, so whenever it takes damage, its attack drops. But then if you heal it, its attack goes back up again. So can work very well, that card. Silver Hand Knight is a 2-for-1, a twofer, because you get that second card on the battle cry of a 2/2 squire, so helps you fill your side of the board, very useful. Boulder Fist Ogre is just a real solid 6 mana attacking minion. Evening, Mouse. Welcome to Mouse Hunter, and it's great to have you with us. And Zano as well, it is good to see you as well. Everyone is joining. I'm just waiting for the Murlocs. I'm waiting for the U's to get picked. Okay, the vote is for Silver. Silver has been picked. Next. Circle of Healing, Priestess of Elune, or Stormwind Champion. Ooh, if there is lag in the chat, please do let me know. Circle of Healing heals all of your minions, which is awesome. Priestess of Elune. Restore 4 health to your hero. We've covered that. That's showing up a lot. And then the Stormwind Champion, your other minions have +1/+1. Bit of a split in the chat. Some are voting for Stormwind Champion, others for Circle. Oh, 2 for the Champion. A very good call, Circle for the Blade Master. Ascension Blade Master, spelt with 2 A's. Loving that. Okay, the chat is with Stormwind Champion. So we are at 13 cards. That is kind of the first of our points. So we've not really started this deck with any particular theme. So while you guys take a look at that next card selection, I'm going to just do a quick review of the deck that we have so far. Northshire Cleric or Silence. What do we have? Well, we can look at our mana curve. We're a bit all over the place. There's no massive theme there. We've got a bit. I could say, if anything, we're a little bit more early game focused. If we then go in, what have we got? Well, in the early game we can throw out Lethal Brewmaster and a Wisp, Emperor Cobra for trades maybe, the Injured Blade Master, solid card, Scarlet Crusader, again just a solid card. We can charge with a Wolf Rider. Shadow Madness has made its way in there, you crazy people. There's a little bit of a funny picking going on at the beginning. Who knows, maybe that will continue. Holy Nova for some clearance, Silverhand Knight for, you know, some swarmage in the mid game, Priestess of Elune, Storm and Champion. So in the late game it feels as though we've got some options to fill our board with finishing cards and a Mind Control for good measure. The Battle.net client is asking if I can make updates to it. This is because I believe that Heroes of the Storm has just finished downloading. My excitement. Sorry. The chat has just been filled with M's and dots. I meant to have little sideways things. So there we go. No real theme to this deck at this point in time. Mouse Hunter in the chat says he's an expert priest. Guide us, guide us. 2 votes for Cleric. The Cleric, I didn't explain those cards, but hey, whenever a minion is healed, draw a card. We're a priest. Healing is our business. So drawing cards will also be our business with a Northshire Cleric on our team. Silverhand Knights, the Thralmar Farseer, or the Goldshire Footman. Now the Silverhand Knight we've already talked about, nice and solid, got one of those in our deck already. Thralmar Farseer, well, he has Wind Fury, so you get lower attack, but then he can strike twice in one turn when he's warmed up. And the Goldshire Footman is just a really, really solid first turn. Silverhand Knight voted for, let's go for it. Next, Stone Tusk Boar. Power Word Shield, and the Mind Blast. Ooh, interesting. So that we've covered the ball, it charges in for 1 mana and does what it does. Power Word Shield gives a minion 2 health and draw a card. Again, we've covered a lovely solid priest card, makes a lot of other cards handy and gives you card draw 2. Mind Blast, ridiculously efficient damage wise there. You do see Shadow Priest decks who for 2 mana get 5 in the face of the enemy hero. Power Word Shield. That's been voted for so far. There we go. By the consensus of a little thing, by one of those, it has been picked, and we now have Power Word Shield. Looking good, guys. I feel as though we've got a bit more of a theme coming together. So next, we've got Mind Blast again, we've got Northshire Cleric again, and we've got Thought Steal. Ooh. So Mind Blast we've covered, Northshire Cleric we've covered. Thought Steal you actually see coming into quite a few competitive priest decks, because copying cards from your opponent's deck is just awkward. And I've played against priests and they've copied my cards so many times and done really annoying things. You know what? You guys have just gone for Thought Steal. Hey guys, we're back. Sorry about that. This is going to be part 2 of this Arena Tuesday, where we're going to try and finish drafting this deck and actually play some games. You guys have gone for Gollum. Sorry, little disconnect there. As someone said in the chat, my PC obviously wants me to play Hero of the Storm. I'm so excited about that. For those of you who do not know what Heroes of the Storm is, it is a Blizzard MOBA, multiplayer online battle arena. Think League of Legends, think Dota, but Blizzard characters in a Blizzard universe with all kinds of craziness and fun. So really excited by that. It's been in technical alpha in the US for quite some time, but it is now opening up to the wider European and a few other countries. Razorfin Hunter, a 2 for 1. We need to get back to our arena tonight, and Heroes of the Storm will start up as some more content from FailCraft Casts, which is great. Razorfin Hunter, 2 for 1. You get that 1/1 Boar 2. Shadow Word Pain is a control card that we've already gone over, and Mind Blast is a Pew card that we've already gone over. Shadow Word Pain has been called, so next we have the Sun Fury Protector, we have the Questing Adventurer, and Holy Fire. Sun Fury Protector, saw this briefly at the beginning of the draft, giving the 2 adjacent minions taunt, very, very useful, creating tanks and walls and pain. Next, Questing Adventurer, whenever you play a guard, gaining the 1/1, and Holy Fire. Holy Fire has been picked. We have a Resident Expert Priest, which I'm grateful for. Booty Bay, Bodyguard. I'm a Benediction Priest from World of Warcraft. That doesn't make me necessarily an expert. I raided Molten Core at level 57 when he should have been level 60. That probably makes my guild very, very patient people. So the Booty Bay Bodyguard gives you taunt, a nice mid-game tank. the silences, and a power word shield. Another power word shield has been picked by you guys in the chat. Nice, let's keep it moving. Next, Temple Enforcer, Holy Smite, or Mind Vision. The Temple Enforcer, giving a friendly minion that 3 health, will make a friendly minion quite nasty and chunky. The Holy Smite, a nice control card for 1 mana, you can do that 2 damage. And Mind Vision. We have a split. We have a split between the Temple Enforcer and Mind Vision. Mind Vision, random card, copy of a card from an opponent's hand into your hand. So you can get it. If I don't get a deciding vote from the chat, I will go with the deciding vote myself. I will take the streamer's imperative and be the deciding vote in this one. We have not seen a single Murloc, and we have not seen a single Ooze. Hammer of Wrath. It's a fair point. I like the Ooze. That day that I didn't pick Hammer of Wrath. One day, Legion. One day. Next, we have Northshire Cleric. We've got the Chillwind Yeti, the Skillwind Yeti, and Mind Control to top it off. So we've already gone over the Cleric. The Chillwind Yeti has a basic card, just oh so solid. If you're a new player, Chillwind Yeti's a bog standard basic card. You don't need to play loads of games. I think you can just pick it straight away. 2 of them, amazing. And finally, a Mind Control. Well, we've already got 1 Cleric. There's a vote for the Yeti. Mind Control, we've already got 1 of. Late in the game, that could be great, but if we get to late in the game, that'll be handy. While you guys pick, I need a deciding vote or 2. 2 for the Yeti. Let's keep it rolling. The Defender of Argus, the Ancient Watcher, and the Lightwell. So let's do a quick deck review. Let's go through our little arena principles that we always discuss. Right, how's the mana curve looking? Well, we've got a bit more in the early game, but it's kind of evenly spread. Not quite sure what our tactic is. What do we have in terms of a spell mix against minions? Well, we've got 2 spells, 4 spells, 5 spells, 6 spells, 7 spells, 8 spells, 9 spells, 9 spells, 23 minus 9, 14 minions. Okay, so got a fairly spell heavy deck, probably quite involved. All interesting. We've got a few for Argus. Unified vote for Argus. The Dark Iron Dwarf, Jungle Panther, Booty Bay Bodyguard. And with that split, do we have any particular theme? Well, it looks as though at the moment. Let's see what we can do. In the early game, we can grab Wisps, we can go for some control, buff some minions. Got a few attacking threats in terms of the Youthful Brewmaster, the Cobra we can always hold for the late game to try and pick off big minions, the Harvest Golem. We can put some reasonable early game pressure on with the minions we have. It's not a rush, it's not aggro, it's not a swarm, but we can certainly go for like trades. With Shadow Madness we can also go for some trading. When we get to the mid game, that's when we start to get dangerous. We've got Defender of Argus, we've got now our Dark Iron Dwarf that people have picked as well. Next, Blue Guild Warrior, the first Murloc, Spellbreaker or Holy Smite. As we get to the mid game, we get dangerous because now we can buff with the Dark Iron Dwarf, we can make tanks with 1/1 with the Defender of Argus, still keep that clearance on with Holy Nova, and with 2 Silverhand Knights, they are our biggest sort of threat in that mid game. We're going to be swarming the board. We're trying to get control in the early game and then reinforce in the mid game. As we come into the late game, we then have threats such as Priestess of Elune to heal ourselves up, Temple Enforcer, and the Stormwind Champion is really our big go-to for buffing everything else on the board, and a Mind Control for good measure. Next we have the Mind Vision, Booty Bay Bodyguard, and Shield Bearer. It's worth noticing that with 4 cards to go, we have not seen an Acidic Swamp Ooze. It looks as though the Cult of Ooze will not be rolling out this evening. There will be no Acidic Swamp Ooze. And that will sadden me as much as it will sadden you, I'm sure. It would have been really great to see all of the Ooze as part of the general party. 1 vote for Biddy Bay, 1 vote for the Mind Vision. We have seen all of these cards before. You guys should be picking nice and quick. What's it going to be? So I'm thinking theme-wise, while you guys make up your minds, otherwise I'll take the deciding vote. Early game we're going to try and control, do like-for-like minion trades, get some damage on the enemy hero if we can. We've got plenty of options to make that happen. Mid-game we want to have control of the enemy side of the board and a reasonable amount of minions on the board, and then we swarm into the mid-late game. So it's kind of a keep the pressure on, keep pushing through, try and keep the opponent under control type arena deck. Let us see how that works out for us. We've got 1 for Biddy Bay, 1 for Mind Vision. I'm going to go for the Mind Vision. Executive Decision. Next. Ancient Watcher. Light Warden. And the Crazed Alchemist. Aha! There's a favoured chat card there, favoured community card there. So Ancient Watcher I'm going to discuss. We've already done the Light Warden. Pretty solid in a priest deck if we want it. The Ancient Watcher, if you can silence that, or if you can change it into a tank with Defender of August or Sunfree Protector, then it's a very solid a unanimous vote. This has just been called science. Swapping the attack and health of a minion. Do we have anything that could be useful for? Most of us are quite even. So if you've got something with like no attack and huge health, you can use the Crazed Alchemist to swap the two stats around, so you've suddenly got huge attack and no health. Next, the Frostwolf Warlord, Jungle Panther, Priestess of Elune. We've got some weird science and some mad science with that Alchemist. Frostwolf has been declared. We've won for the Frostwolf. Panther, low health, but you get stealth. So, benefit, low mana. Challenge, low health. Something in the middle makes up for it. And then the Elunian Priestess. Let's get this going. Frostwolf has been picked. And last, Angry Chicken, the Violet Teacher, or the Demolisher. Angry Chicken, well, if you can get that more than 1 health and get it enraged, then suddenly it's a 6 or whatever minion. It's possible, but you need to buff its health first. Angry Chicken. The Violet Teacher, good in spellcasting decks. You see that show up in some mage decks. And then also the Demolisher as well. We'll put some pressures on as we discussed at the beginning of the game. Only 2 votes. I will have the deciding vote. After this we'll go into 1 game to see how this deck fares, and then depending on whether I will be streaming more again this evening or not, we will perhaps look at some Heroes of the Storm. Very excited for that. Very excited indeed. Right, I'm going to take the Executive Decision, the Demolisher it is. That is our deck. Quick review. Mana curve, early mid-game pressure, bit of late-game finishing. What we're going to do is try and take control with our minions and spells in the early game. Keep our side of the board filled, the opponent's side of the board empty. Then in the mid-game we're going to press on with our big minions. Right, let's go! Let us go! Now, if you guys, if we do only play 1 arena game, because we had the disconnect, and I might have to sort a thing or two, do forgive me if we drop offline for a little bit after this one. My heart belongs to Ooze. Okay, so we are playing a Hunter. He's going to be swarming and pressuring us. Not too quite happy with the Cleric early game, but those other 2 guards we need to throw back. We need some pressure. Okie dokie, turn 1. Well, if I throw this down, it's likely to get eaten if he has an Arcane Shot or anything else like that. And constructed in a ladder, I'd never throw down a Cleric first turn as a Priest. Generally, a Cleric is just like bait. If you throw that down turn 1, your opponent will probably go over the top to try and get rid of it. So, in Arena, you can get away with it. Yeah, I'm going to heal myself, because that's what people like us do. Let's rock and roll. What is this Hunter doing? We'll soon see. Let's have a look at our curve. We can throw down the Demolisher for some random fun. We can drop a Scarlet Crusader for some pressure. Okay, coin comes out. 3 mana drop, or a couple of drops. There is the Grizzly. He's got his tank up and running. He will be able to take me next turn. That's no fun. Right, the Crusader's not going to be able to trade him, but I can trade him the next turn. The Demolisher will give him an alternative target, but I don't think he'll take it, and I can Thought Steal whenever. So it's probably quite unlikely I'm going to be able to use the Cleric to its main ability now. But, you know what, let's throw him down. There's no point in me attacking. I'll give him the option to see if he wants to trade. Very true. Comment in the chat. Removal he uses on a Cleric, he ain't using on something better. Do you know what? That's absolutely true. If he uses this Grizzly to remove, then I can at least remove him after. I'll be 1 card up, thanks to the bubble of the Scarlet Crusader. Oh, the temptation. Heroes of the Storm is just sitting there. I cannot wait. What hero should we play first? I will talk MOBAs. I will save. We're playing Hearthstone. This is a Hearthstone half hour. We will talk MOBAs in a separate little stream perhaps later. Okie dokie. Well, what we expected to happen happened. He has indeed dropped the Eagle Horn Bow, which is a fantastic hunter weapon, because if you drop the hunter secrets you start stacking up. Gain no control of an enemy minion through a list attack at the end of turn. Shadow Madness. Not going to do loads for me. I could just attack him, attack myself. Some shenanigans there. Power Word Shield will keep me alive for a bit longer. I think that's a very solid choice. We'll Power Word Shield up and draw a card. Stormwind Champions, we've got our endgame set up, and for the lols, I'm just going to get that solid trade done. Thanks to the Power Word Shield, we now have Murky. He's quite a technical hero. Okay, MOBAs later, guys. Let's focus. Hearthstone for now. Heroes later. The secret has gone down. When I reveal that, he's going to get another durability on that Eagle Horn Bow. Tracking, Hunter Acceleration. If you're not a hunter, tracking does mean you discard 2 cards, but you can pick one of them. So thins your deck out. Helps you hopefully pick the cards you need more quickly. It's a deck engine. Whee! The Demolisher. Demolisher will be our hero. Demolisher hero. Loving him. So next, well, we've got a fairly straightforward play. There's no real need for me to thought steal at this point. I want to just push ahead and get the deck advantage. What could this be? There we go. Snipe. Oh, painful. There was nothing really smaller I could have played, but at least I've got rid of the secret. So, you know what? Let's just keep the pressure on. He could unleash the hounds, of course. Starving Buzz and unleash the hounds. That common hunter combination in a constructed game. In this kind of game, it could be a little bit different. But let's see how that works for us. Now, Unforged Rifleman will help him reduce. He's got the weapon. He can come and swing for one of my minions if he chooses. The longer this stays on the table, the more irritating it's actually going to become. The Demolisher is the prince. There is only one king. Another 2 damage. Yeah, you keep going, Demolisher. We believe in you. Okay, plays. What plays can we make? Wow. Ooh, okay, if this is an explosive trap, it takes my entire board. So I need to bear that in mind. There's no point battle crying something with an extra 2 attack, because these are all going to die if it's an explosive anyway. It might actually be time to either thought steal. There's no point holy firing at this point. It might be, let's heal the prince. Let's keep the prince alive. I'm going to then Shadow Madness. Now the reason for that is I'm just going to try and trigger this secret. If the secret is an explosive trap, which it's not, interesting, so it could be a snipe, I'm thinking. In fact, that's if my hunter secret remembrance, and you guys in the chat feel free to correct me, I've attacked him and it's not triggered. That means it's not a freezing trap, it's not an explosive trap, it's not a misdirect. It could be a snake trap or a snipe. The snipe hasn't triggered because I've just stolen his minion. So our Prince Demolisher is in the house. There we go. Pressure on. Hey guys, this is looking really good. I'm not BMing. I could have, there we go, given him his minion back. Snipe or snake? Well called, Mouse Hunter. Okie dokie. So we are just going to have to attack a minion and find out what he has. Attack probably with the lowest health minion. Our Demolisher. Prince Demolisher is gone, but he did a good 6 damage. So I think he was good value. Right. So the only way I can remove Misha is with my Holy Fire. I'd prefer to do that to his face, but removing the tank is a good use of it. Other minions with 1/1 will offer me a trade option, but I will summon a lot of snakes. If it's the snakes. Or a snipe. Okay, well I can see if it's a snipe by dropping this. It's not a snipe, so it's going to be a snake trap. There we go. We may actually win. Thank you for your confidence. Don't speak too soon. Let's get some trades going. Okay, here come the snakes, as Indiana Jones or Harrison Jones himself would say. Why did it have to be snakes? It's alright. If we weren't failing miserably half the time, or failing in a funny way, then this would not be called what it is. We would not be FailCrafting it up. And there we go, charging in with everything. He's still got 7 mana, mind, and 4 cards. It's not over till it's over. There is the trade. Nicely played by our opponent, and we will tell him as such. And the Sunfruit Protector as well. Definitely not over until it's over. He's definitely got some options. Right. Now, do I throw out some chunky cards, or do I Thought Steal and start the comedy? I'm going to start some comedy. I've still got plenty of health. What are we going to get? Kill Command. I like that very much. And another Chillwind Yeti. Ooh, very nice. Okay. Some pressure. Kill Command. Well, I don't have any beasts. No, Wolf Rider's not a beast. He rides a beast. So Kill Command will let me actually remove either of those two, so that's good. I'm happy for the trade. If he chooses not to... Ooh, a Gladiator's Longbow. That's painful. And he can take my Yeti in one as well, which is probably what he's going to do. Good play. Of course, remember, he's immune. He doesn't even take any damage. And you can just swarm in with his other minions. Very nice. Well, I can remove 2 of those nicely. I've still got my Holy Fire in the pocket. It's my clutch. Wisp. I can't charge with my Wisp, but hey, it's free. So let's... Okay, just working out the play order here. We have 9. I'm going to keep those 2 in hand, so it's what order do I can drop him. No, that's going to be 7-10. Do your maths. Right, I can certainly remove a couple of those, but then I can't drop my Yeti. So I may as well just remove the biggest threat. I can drop my Wisp anyway, to threaten to kill that. The Wolf Rider or Kill Command. Well, Wolf Rider will let me do 1 removal anyway. The Kill Command will let me do it to anything, so I may as well just do a non-targeted removal of that. The 2 health lets me heal up. And there we go. People talking about Nax. Have I got enough gold? Yeah, we need to sort of know what's going on there. I mean, you can buy each wing. I think 1 wing is free, and then you can buy the others. You can buy it with gold. You can save up gold. It's probably worth saving some gold. I would certainly do that. And then you'll be able to pay. Now, how much they get you to pay will be if you want to buy it as cash rather than gold that you've saved, will be an issue of contention. But you can play a lot, earn a lot. I think there'll be a lot of options anyway. Ooh, got some nastiness there. Now, I actually think that what I'm going to do is Holy Fire that away. Let's take away that big threat before it becomes an issue. The Wisp is an obvious removal. Kill Command I can save in my pockets. In fact, you know what? I'm just going to take it off the table. Let's get everything cleared up. River Croc flies down. What we're going to do after this, guys, we're going to take a break, and then we will tweet and shout straight, let you know on Twitter, or if you're sub to us on Twitch, hit a sub, and then you will see if I go live with Heroes of the Storm later. Right, we've got another secret down. We've got a Holy Nova that's not going to let us remove anything. I think we're just going to have to Youthful into a... Oh, okay, Snipe. The Snipe will remove the lower of the 2. I'll give that 2 this turn. We're almost there. Ooh, you know, you said we were going to win. Oh! You guys, the stream is slightly behind, so you're going to see that in a second, but I've written it in the chat and I think you know what is coming. Right, how can we make this work? Remember that as soon as I kill that Savannah Highmane, there's going to be 2 things taking its place. That's not going to be fun. Got 2 of those down. Now I can Nova, but I feel that the Nova would be better used in sweeping up after the other 2. I don't need that heal just yet. The reason I've healed this, and that may be a wrong play. Ooh, 2 health, 2 health. We are almost down. This hunter has come back strong. Right, I don't think there's any way we can actually get through this. We can kill, we can that. They'll then pop up with 4. We'll be healed up to 6. Top deck. Right. Heal, Holy Nova. Okay, right, so with 4. I'm just thinking, well, I can't take 6 from anyway. I'd have to kill this, but then I'm not going to kill both of the minions. I only said we may win. So Zano, I hold you responsible for this. I will get up to 6, but even if I get up to 6, he will do 6 to me anyway, right? I don't think there's any way that we can get back from this. Because yeah, the Holy Nova will heal me to 6. So we have lost because he summons 2 hyenas, both of whom can attack straight away. Oh, well played. We can only win in May. Right guys, thank you very much. So I think that priest deck had a little bit of potential. Let's jump in and have a quick look at it. Only 1 loss. It is not over. What we may do later in the week is we may continue this. So I'll tweet and let you know if we're continuing, perhaps on a Thursday night or similar. Thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's Hearthstone Half Hour. I'm Hammy as always. There's been FailCraft Casts. Where can you find us? Twitter.com/@FailCraftCasts or @FailCraftCasts on Twitter. Drop us a tweet. If you've been watching live, check us out, youtube.com/FailCraftCasts. If you're watching on YouTube, then twitch.tv/FailCraftCast. Our complete schedule you'll be able to see in the sidebar of this video, so check it out. Monday to Friday, 7 to 8 PM or so UK time, but we always tweet an hour or half an hour before we're going live with the stream. And last but not least, the website failcraft.org. Please do let us know what you think, whether it's good, whether it's bad. We just want to do more and better stuff for you guys. So thanks so much for tuning in. We are going to sign off for now. If you're live, keep an eye on Twitter, keep an eye on your email alert on Twitch. We will tweet if we're coming back online, but exciting news for you all. Our Heroes of the Storm Alpha has been enabled, so we're going to be doing Heroes of the Storm content on all of those Twitch, YouTube and website, and similar for you as well soon. So if you're interested in MOBA,